Okay, so that brings me kind of to some of this stuff, and I know I shrunk it down to try and I'm not here to belabor the point, but I have a homework that is consistent from week to week, right? And I say this to the young men all the time. I could not care any less if they work on it together. In fact, I want them to. I could not care any less if they literally, like, somebody works on what's the total blitz percentage and somebody else is drawing the pressures, right? And they help each other and they exchange answers. That's the idea. The idea is the learning, right? And so, and again, with an offensive line, the group accountability is so important, right? Because we all know, right, we could have four guys out there as an offensive line blocking the right way, right? And that fifth guy misses his block, doesn't step the right way, right? Doesn't realize what that pressure is, whatever the scenario is. And all of a sudden that's bad O-line play. That's not bad center play. That's bad O-line play because it's got to take all five. And so this information is intended to make sure that we're not overloading, right? This is stuff that we expect them to know each week, right? And it's truly, right, you figure out, and I mean, when I put this thing together, I called all my friends that are O-line coaches throughout the country, got the copies of their homework and tried to streamline it the best I possibly could, because obviously tons of redundancy there, but what are the things that we expect them to know, right? You see right there in the middle, the complete on Tuesday, right? 3, and with sub number 2, favorite line games. Like if you're playing left guard and it's third down, right, and you don't know that their favorite line game is a TE twist, right, or an ET or a EN or whatever that is, right, then you're not arming them with the right information to go be consistent out there on the football field, right? And so those are just some things you see there. And but this isn't something that changes week to week, right? If you're a high school teacher, obviously, like the information changes that you're teaching changes from week to week. So a lot of the times what you're what you're tasking them with changes. This doesn't change. This literally, we could print this out the first week of the season, make 12 copies of it for each game, right, and have them hand it back in. Important is that, because what happens, right, I know this happens to me, right, to a lot of coaches, is you hand them this information, but then when they hand it back, you don't check it, right? And then all of a sudden you're not holding them accountable for it. So that's why we ask the questions in the meeting room, to have them stand up and answer, right, and sit down. And then you have to check the information. And it doesn't take long. It seems like it will, right? But it doesn't take long. What I do is I spot check them, or, when I'm at a situation where I have a graduate assistant and have the opportunity where he can do it for me, but we'll check 2 to 3 answers per page, not every single answer, 2 to 3 answers per page, just to make sure that everybody's kind of gotten the main points, right? So I think, this is, to create a consistent player, you have to create a confident player, right? And so when you have knowledge, you're going to have more confidence. When you step out there on the field and have a pretty good idea what's about to happen, you should have some confidence.